Shit, he's right behind me. Why the fuck is Bigfoot after my fucking ass?
For years, Bigfoot seemed like nothing more than a campfire joke among hunters. No one believed in their existence. But the footage you are about to see will change everything. Captured from deep forests to the suburbs, these creatures display strange behavior. They don't act like wild beasts, and their movements are too realistic to be a prank. They observe, calculate, and move with purpose, a phenomenon that defies all explanation. If nature's greatest mystery is slowly revealing itself, why does it sow fear instead of excitement? When the hunted creature no longer fears the person behind the camera, what is left for them to be afraid of? Now, let's join us for the first video. Giant monsters in the ice. And this leaked photo that has shocked the world is proof of one thing. We have never been the only masters of this planet. In a location believed to be a restricted military zone in Antarctica, a massive block of ice has collapsed, revealing 3 colossal creatures frozen in a desperate struggle. Compared to the tiny crowd of humans below, these 3 beings stand tall like towering mountains of flesh. They possess thick, earth-brown fur, rippling muscles, and faces that bear human features but are infinitely more feral and savage. In particular, look closely at the giant bare foot of the creature on the right as it shatters the ice layer. The splayed toes, chillingly detailed, reveal the complete biological structure of a bipedal species, proving this is no random formation of rock. Dozens of reporters, scientists, and police officers in Arctic gear surround the scene, training their lenses on this wonder. Yellow police tape has been hastily strung up to prevent anyone from breaching the exclusion zone. The moment this image surfaced on the dark web, the world split in 2. Skeptics laugh and dismiss it as a fake. But believers are silenced by fear. They recall the legends of the Nephilim, the biblical giants imprisoned in ice by God himself. Look at the furious eyes of the creature in the middle. Suppose this is real, and suppose that ice continues to melt. Are they dead, or are they merely hibernating, waiting for the day to rise again? Do you think this is CGI or hidden history? Leave your verdict in the comments below. The mysterious shadow at midnight. The following security camera footage from a remote farm in rural Ohio will make you question the safety of your own home. In the sickly glow and grain of night vision, the silence is torn apart by the violent reaction of the guard dog. Opposite it, just over the flimsy wooden fence, a massive, dark figure leans its hands on the railing, lunging inside. It's not a bear, and it's certainly not a burglar. Look straight at that face. It is a flat, matte black face, with deep-set eye sockets and a wide mouth hanging open to reveal pale, white teeth. It stares down at the small dog with the posture of a giant, curiously looking into a glass cage, exuding the cold calmness of an apex predator. The way it rests its elbows on the wooden fence mimics human gestures exactly, a detail that sends shivers down the viewer's spine. The video ends in mystery. The farm's exact location was never revealed. There were no police reports, and no traces of fur or DNA were publicly confirmed by scientists. Skeptics laugh it off as a man in a gorilla mask. But look at the naked fear of that dog. Is it barking at a man in a mask, or is it facing a true monster? The answer lies in your intuition. A terrifying encounter with a giant creature in Ontario. The dense forests of northern Ontario are known not just for their pristine beauty, but for hiding sounds that can freeze the blood in your veins. The following footage is not a leisure clip. It is a direct encounter with nature's fury. Amidst the stark white birch trees, a gigantic creature with reddish-brown fur stands towering, dominating the frame. It isn't hiding. On the contrary, It is performing a violent territorial marking ritual. Look at its oversized hands clawing viciously at the tree trunk, leaving deep gouges in the bark. But the most terrifying moment is when it throws its head back. Its wide mouth gapes open, revealing powerful teeth and jaw muscles in a roar that rips through the air. Its eyes squint, facial muscles contorted in rage. That is not the howl of a wolf or the bellow of a bear, but the commanding scream of a ruler warning intruders. Analyzing this tape, biologists and acoustic experts made a shocking announcement. The frequency of this roar reaches infrasound levels, something human vocal cords cannot produce, typically seen only in tigers or elephants to paralyze prey. However, skeptics still pose a big question. Is this an exquisite Hollywood costume worn by some madman deep in the woods? But if it's fake, how do you explain the steam rising from its mouth and the vibration of its chest as it roars so realistically? Do you trust science, or do you trust your own eyes? Can Bigfoot and humans truly coexist? It is rare that we get to see footage where humans and Bigfoot appear so friendly with one another. In the lush green setting of a tropical forest, a man stands nonchalantly by the roadside. He shows no fear. Instead, he executes a deliberate throw, tossing a melon toward the thicket of trees in front of him. Responding to that friendly gesture, a massive, reddish-brown figure slowly separates itself from the foliage to reveal itself. Compare its size to the man. It stands like a tower of muscle. The creature stands fully upright on two legs, reaches out its long, hairy arms, and catches the gift in midair with astonishing gentleness and precision. The chemistry and calmness between these two distinct species make viewers suspicious. Skeptics immediately claim this is just a person in an animal suit performing a roadside gag. But stop and look closely. If this is fake, what actor possesses such towering height and absurdly long arm span to fill that costume? And if this video is real, then what exactly did that man encounter in the woods? A giant mutant orangutan, or the legendary Bigfoot itself? Bigfoot breaks into a chicken coop. The following surveillance footage from a chicken farm in Tennessee proves that there are far scarier things lurking in the dark. The timestamp on the screen reads 3:12 a.m. From the pitch blackness, a massive, hairy figure steps into the glow of the infrared camera. That is not a bear looking for food. This creature stands completely upright on its hind legs, with a muscular build and an oversized wingspan. It approaches the chicken coop with cold confidence. Without hesitation, it reaches its massive arm through the mesh door, causing chaos inside. This incident sparked a fierce debate. Believers insist this is undeniable proof of a Bigfoot foraging for an easy meal. Conversely, skeptics argue it is merely a man in a gorilla suit staged for attention or visual effects. And you, what do you see in this video? A brazen heist by a legendary creature or a sophisticated prank? Let us know your thoughts. The howl in Appalachia that belongs to no known animal. Sometimes, the most convincing evidence of a monster isn't a blurry image, but primal sounds capable of awakening the deepest fears in human genetics. The recording you're about to hear was captured at a cabin deep in the Appalachian Mountains, where ancient dense forests hide secrets from prehistoric times. The scene looks peaceful through the window, with skeletal trees standing silent in the wind. Suddenly, a roar erupts, tearing through the space. It isn't the short howl of a wolf or the bellow of a black bear. It is a prolonged, deep sound like an air raid siren, starting from a chest-rumbling low note and soaring into a scream of fury. Biologists analyzing this spectrogram were baffled. Its intensity and frequency range exceed the capabilities of human vocal cords or any known predator in North America. If it isn't a Bigfoot marking its territory, then what creature is strong enough to create this call from hell? Have you ever heard anything similar while in the woods? Put on your headphones and tell us your verdict. Footage reveals a Bigfoot, mother and child, communicating with stones at night. Captured by a trail camera deep within Olympic National Park, Washington, this video might force us to doubt our own eyes. In the dead of night, two looming figures appear before the lens. Look at the creature standing in the back. A giant mass of muscle with eyes reflecting infrared light, glowing like two burning coals. It stands there, solid as a fortress wall, acting as a sentry. But the center of attention is the smaller creature standing in front, appearing to be a juvenile being trained. In its hands is not food, but two rocks. It strikes the two rocks together with a steady, deliberate rhythm. This is not the nut-cracking action of monkeys or chimpanzees. This is behavior to create sound for communication. Skeptics argue that this is just a coincidence of two bears playing. But do bears have flexible thumbs to hold rocks and tap them rhythmically like that? If this video is real, we have just witnessed primitive communication between a Bigfoot mother and child. What do you think? Is this the unconscious behavior of wild beasts, or evidence of a rudimentary language existing parallel to humanity? Leave your thoughts below so we can debate. A massive shadow, wandering through the Redwood forest. If you think the trails through Redwood National Park are just for tourists, the following footage will make you rethink who the real masters of this giant forest are. From the perspective inside a car moving slowly along the paved road, the camera lens accidentally catches a strange movement. Amidst the towering redwoods reaching for the sky, a looming black shadow is leisurely walking. Look at its gait. This creature isn't hiding. It walks with an upright posture, arms hanging down and swinging rhythmically with each long stride. Its dark brown fur blends eerily with the bark of the ancient trees around it, as if it were a part of the forest that detached itself and learned to walk. It doesn't turn to look at the car but trudges deeper into the thicket with the terrifying calmness of someone who knows their territory well. The brief video caused a storm of controversy. Many claim it's just a man in a costume pranking tourists, but look at its size compared to those giant tree trunks. Could a normal human be that massive? The horrifying chase at Mount Hood. The following footage was filmed in Mount Hood National Forest, Oregon. The frame opens on a desolate trail surrounded by towering pine trees, straight as natural prison bars. In the distance, a massive dark figure is trudging between the rows of trees. Look closely at that back. It is too wide to be human, and the bipedal, lumbering yet steady gait is unlike any bear. Without a warning sound, the creature charges straight at the lens with the speed of a runaway truck. The sound of dry branches snapping under its 1,000-pound weight rings out harshly. The cameraman screams, turning to flee, but it is too late. The camera shakes violently, images of sky and earth spinning wildly, intercut with gasping breath and a deep growl getting closer and closer. The video ends with a hard impact against the ground, and the screen goes black. The terrifying part is that to date, there are no missing persons reports matching the time the file was created. Who was the cameraman? Did he escape, or did he become a nameless statistic? And more importantly, is this the final moment of an unfortunate victim, or a perfectly staged product of an amateur horror film group trolling the internet? Watch it again and find the answer for yourself. Bigfoot drags a man out of an outdoor toilet. Whether real or fake, the following footage will awaken a primal fear within you. Being dragged into the darkness without a single piece of iron in hand to defend yourself. Infrared camera footage captures a man sitting in a wooden outhouse in the middle of the night forest. But look to the right corner of the screen. The silence is broken by a dark shadow charging in at a speed that blurs the lens. No warning roar. This creature, with a muscular naked back as massive as a boulder, rushes straight into the cramped wooden stall. It doesn't attack to maul, it acts like a professional kidnapper. A giant arm grabs the man. Although he tries to resist, against the overwhelming power of that muscle mass, he is lifted and dragged out like a limp rag doll. The video cuts abruptly as the victim's legs are dragged into the dense darkness of the forest. Terrifyingly, there are no police reports of a missing person matching the details in the video, nor has the forest location been identified. The movement was too fast, and the creature's skin has made many suspicious. Skeptics point out signs of increasingly perfect video generation technology. But believers ask, if it's CGI, why is that man's fear reflect so hauntingly realistic? And you? Did you just witness a horrific Bigfoot kidnapping, or a pinnacle of technological pranking? Leave your verdict. The giant unknown face revealed in the Wacita forest. Sometimes, the line between a peaceful walk and a nightmare is just a camera zoom away. The story of Mike Turner, a veteran hiker in Wacita National Forest, Arkansas, is the clearest proof of that. When Mike spotted a large brown mass moving behind the dense bushes by the road, his first reflex was, a bear. With the excitement of a nature lover, he quietly pulled out his phone to record the moment, hoping to catch the animal foraging. But when his finger slid across the screen to zoom in, the smile on Mike's lips vanished. Through the digital screen, what he thought was a bear appeared clearly. It didn't have the characteristic long snout of a bear. Instead, it was a flat, dark face with deep-set eyes looking sideways toward the deep forest. Its fur wasn't jet black or gray-brown, but carried a vibrant reddish-brown hue like an orangutan, but with the size of a heavyweight wrestler. The strange creature then stood up and quickly disappeared into the deep woods before Mike could regain his composure. He took the video to the local ranger station that very day. A search team was sent to the scene, but the result was a big 0. To this day, Mike still cannot sleep well whenever he recalls that face. Does any bear possess a face that human? In your opinion, what did Mike see that day? Bigfoot chases a man in broad daylight. The worst nightmare isn't running away in the dark, but being hunted in broad daylight and realizing there is nowhere to hide. The following short video has caused a heated debate across social media forums about the boundary between reality and virtuality. The camera angle shakes violently with every desperate stride of the cameraman, a man with a pale face, distorted by extreme terror. He is gasping for air, mouth gaping as if trying to scream, but no sound comes out. Eyes darting madly, looking for an escape. But what chills the viewer lies behind his shoulder. A massive, hairy dark shadow is charging from the trees. The distance is closing rapidly. It's not a bear, nor a human shadow. It is a colossal figure closing in with the speed of a supreme predator. The video ends abruptly. Strangely, although this clip went viral, no police file regarding a missing man or a wild animal attack matching this description has been found.
Oh shit,
Did we just witness a crime of the jungle monster? Or are we being fooled by a computer algorithm? Look closely at that man's eyes and tell me, can that fear be fake? A monster's face or high-end CGI? Next is a clip of unknown origin spreading at breakneck speed. No coordinates, no original uploader, just a brief but utterly haunting segment. The moment the lens zooms in, what strikes the viewer's eyes isn't the usual blurry shadow, but a face sharp enough to be horrifying. Look deep into those amber eyes. They are small, set deep in pitch-black sockets, but shine with a cold intelligence, staring right into the lens. The dark, rough skin surrounds a flat nose and wide mouth covered by shaggy, thick fur like the moss of an ancient forest. Every line on that face is too detailed, too alive to be a soulless rubber mask. But that terrifying silence lasts only a few seconds. The sound explodes when the creature opens its mouth, emitting a roar that cracks the microphone audio. Immediately, the frame becomes chaotic. The camera shakes violently, spinning between leaves and sky as the cameraman seemingly drops the device or flees in absolute panic. The online community is divided into two extreme camps. One side insists this is a product of top-tier CGI or a Hollywood costume worth thousands of dollars. But the other side asks a chilling question. If it is fake, why does that gaze have such an authentically menacing aura? You have just witnessed what science cannot yet explain. A creature that thinks, hides, and possesses brutal strength. Is it all just a coincidence of costumes, or do we truly share this planet with a supreme predator? The old forest never lies. Only humans lack the courage to accept the truth. And you? Are you Team Skeptic or Team Believer? Leave a comment right below. I want to hear your opinion. If you like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Because in the next episode, I will reveal even more compelling footage.